582, please.
Yeah, 582 is an officer shooting. It's incident number 82 in 2017. You had at least 83 incidents. I guess the next one is on the 31st. So again, you have a pattern, you have a practice, you have something that requires consideration beyond the facts of the individual case to extract from those cases. In this case, you had 2 sergeants and 7 other officers involved in shooting Mr. Sandoval. Mr. Sandoval, I assume it's Mr. You know, that's a Hispanic surname. I think that there's been, you know, a lot of requirements that the department monitor the number of stops and the racial identity of people who are stopped. And I think that the shootings and killings that take place in this city are the tip of an iceberg of racial profiling, racially stereotyping, now done in the form of data, doesn't justify it. So here you have 1, 2, 7, 8, 9 officers. You had 3 other officers. I'm sorry, 7 officers and 2 sergeants, 3 other officers in the first incident. That's 10 officers and 2 sergeants involved in the first 2 shootings that took place in that last week or so of December. It seems to me that there's a problem there. It seems to me that that's, if you multiply that by 50 weeks a year, you're talking about an enormous number of officers in Los Angeles who've been involved in shootings, unless it's some of the same officers doing it again and again. So we need to know that. We need to know why that's happening at that level, at that intensity, and something has to be done about it. You're the people with the responsibility to do something about it, not just to rubber stamp this individual shooting and let these officers off again as you do week after week, month after month, and year after year. So number 3, officer shooting. It's incident number 83 in 2017. So 83 incidents that rise to the level of requiring the LA Police Commission to look into what happened and determine whether the discipline within the department is correct. And what have you done? You have another sergeant and 2 more police officers involved in the shooting of R. Jimenez. Again, I think that, you know, any respect for the opinions and conditions of the people of this city would require you to examine whether there's something going on here. You know, it's not just this particular sergeant and these 2 particular officers, not just this particular victim. It's a question of, and when Michael Zinzin was alive, he brought lawsuits based on the question of a pattern and practice. And the pattern and practice, whatever the police department may claim, is that the LAPD kills a lot of people, and it kills a lot of black and brown people. And it does so because it's enforcing a system of economic exploitation, racial discrimination, privatization of public spaces that results in the targeting of black and brown people in the city. You're enforcing a system of white supremacy, and in doing so, you're taking people's lives. And it's your responsibility, and a lot of you are quite knowledgeable on this question. If you've been a prosecutor, you've been on the staff of the Christopher Commission, you deal with the Liberty Hill Foundation, you know that this is a systemic problem. It's not just the individual officers. It's not their responsibility alone. It's the political leadership of the city, and you represent that. You are appointed by that. It's your job to deal with this problem. It's a racial problem, and until you face that reality, you can just rubber stamp more and more killings.
Is there any other comment?